Hello everyone, it's Small Farmer 610. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to day 27 on the big 132 Small Farm Diorama display. We have a very jam-packed episode for you today, and hopefully you enjoy it. And we also have another feature of a new diet as well, and finishing up the harvest. So there's plenty of going on, and there's also a bit of starting on the spring and autumn cultivation, so look forward to that.
Right guys, kicking it off over here at John's farm. As you can see, we've PJ rearing past. PJ's in the Ford County here. He got a contract to clear out a young couple's land. They're getting planning permission to build a house, and he had to clear out the land with a couple of trees and stuff. So PJ's son is in the JCB 3C there, just following behind. But yeah, they got to keep the wood from the trees, so they're going to dry it out, hopefully have it ready in time for selling. And then, as you can see, we have a couple of the stock here, some young ones and a couple older ones there as well. So yeah, they're munching away. And also we've the Massey 2620 agitating with the NC agitator. He's just agitating the slurry, as they're spreading slurry at the moment. And then John's son just hopped out. He left the agitator going, and he's taking pictures of the gator, and he's going to put it up online for sale, as they're not using it anymore. They're not, they don't have a massive use for it. They have the Jeep, they have everything else, so they're just going to put it up, and they should get a good bit of money for it, because gators are worth a good bit of money now. And then we have John's son friend. His friend is just coming in here. He's borrowing the push-off buck rake, as they haven't used it in a good while, and he has to go off and just do his own silage. But yeah, it's a lovely 956XL mint two-wheel drive, and not a speck of rust on her, as you can see. And then we have John himself over here with the Fiat 14090. And he's just admiring the new Lemkin seed drill, as they just bought off the dealership, and he's just about to go doing a bit of sowing, and he's very happy with it, and he still has to test it out. But yeah, all the rest of the stuff all parked in the shed nicely, and as you can see, everything else is parked there as well. Then passing on the road, the contractors with their John Deere silage harvester, they're going down to pick up a little bit of silage. It'll be the last bit of silage they're doing. So yeah, and now we have the TM New Holland TM 14090 with the grain trailer going off to unload a combine. Then up here on the hill, we've Ushin, the worker for John, on the John Deere 7430, and an Abbey slurry tanker. The first field they're spreading slurry on this year. So yeah, he's just after coming in and not doing so bad so far. And then just right here, we've the new dites that we got recently, and it's just moving a bit of dung. Couple of the older stock here of John's still in this field. They're munching away as well. And then we have Kevin, and we've Kevin and Mick, which are here, and they're admiring Kevin's county here. Kevin just was doing a little bit of digger work for someone there, digging out a drain. So he stopped in, and himself and John just ran into each other. And John used to own this farm, if anyone's wondering. But yeah, that's pretty much going on here around John's farm.
So here in the Ford New Holland dealership, there's quite a bit of a handy day going on here today. One of the mechanics, Eugene, he's just welding on a panel to the forklift, as one of the young lads were driving it there during the week, and he accidentally reversed into the building with that wall there. So Eugene's just welding it back on, and they're also doing a bit of a clean up in the workshop there. So they're just making it clean for Monday morning. And as you know, John was the one who bought the Lemkin seed drill, and he was also inspecting one of the lawnmowers in here to buy for his mowing his garden. So he might be buying one sooner than later. He thinks he might get a good deal on one, so he might buy that for the lawn. And yeah, he's quite pleased with how they look and how they all are. One of the farmers dropped in a Keenan feeder there during the week to get new parts put onto it, like chains, bearings, and new cogs onto it. So he's happy out with that, and he's just collecting it there with his good and trusty Ford 6600. But everything else is kind of the same. There's been a class tractor dropped in there during the week by the council to get its service done, and the New Holland T6 180 is out for sale as normal. Everything else is the same. Going by the dealership, we have John's son in the Land Rover and the header trailer leading the way from his granddad in the New Holland 8070. So as you know, last episode the neighbours were going to get their combine going, but they ended up that they couldn't get it going, so they had to call in John's combine to harvest their 15-acre field. So they got it done anyway, and they're just coming back, so the weather held up for them well. So that'll be the last bit of grain that this 8070 would have seen this year. All the combine wheat and barley's all cut this year, so bit of a successful year with the New Holland combine, I have to say. Here in PJs Yard, one of his friends has dropped in one of his Valtra 6850s. As you know, PJ does a bit of mechanical work, so he's just going to do a bit of work on what's wrong with his Valtra. I think it's been stuck in gear, so he might need a new clutch or something with the gearbox. But everything else is kind of the same around PJ's land. He hasn't done much more with chopping down any more trees, but everything else is kind of the same. As you know, he's out there working on a job, opening up a new site. Coming down the main road, we have David here in the Fendt 724. He's just coming back from one of the farmers they work for, and they're just bringing back a new silage trailer that the farmer's after buying for his own silage. It's quite a nice trailer. We think it's a dually, so quite a nice trailer, and wish him the best of luck. And then also, one of the drivers, Liam, is in the the Massey Ferguson 8280, going out to do the first bit of ploughing of after the harvest. So just ploughing up a bit of land that they're going to be sowing very early, so we're going to see how it goes. Going past the contractor's yard, we have Colin in his Ford TW15 and on the double bale lifter, going off to bring in the last of his bales of silage this year. So he's quite busy lately, as you know. He's been in quite a good few of the videos as he works on the weekends, so that's mainly why you see him all the time. But about this Ford, it's probably going to be one of the last times you're going to see this, as it's going to be sent off to get made into a different Ford. So a bit of an interesting teaser, but you'll see in the future. Here in the contractor's yard, a few of the workers are in the workshop today. They're replacing the summer tyres, as we call them, on the 6920S, and they're going to put back on the big tyres for the umbilical system. They're 1010s, so they're quite large, and just the 6920 has them off there today, and they're just putting it back on. Combine is still parked up in the shed after doing the bit of winter wheat in this field here. So it's parked up and will be going back to its original owner, as you know, it's been hired out. All the rest of the machinery is kind of left here, as they've been very, very busy recently with different jobs and getting ready for the autumn cultivations and finishing off with the harvest. So there's been a large amount of baling that needs to be done recently, as they've been hired out by a few of the larger tillage farmers, will say, to do the baling with the big New Holland 1290 baler. So that's going off there. Fast track is on it this time. Not often the fast track gets to be on the big baler, but it's on it this time. Moving on, we've got David and Nigel. They got in one of the contractors, Stephen, with his 4TW10 and McConnell hedge cutter, to doing a lot of the hedge cutting around their tillage fields. They like to keep on top of the hedge cutting as it's real help during ploughing and combining, as the branches and boughs of the hedges won't be hitting against the tractor and scraping them, so they really take that as a priority. And Stephen is happy out there cutting the hedge. Going by, as you've seen in the last episode, this new Dietz 13006 is singing along with this dually, big dually trailer on the back, big load of gravel, going off to do a new driveway for someone. So yeah, it's singing along there. Has the back window open and is keen driving it, giving it full revs. So here in the field where PJ has rented out, he's in the Land Rover now, and he's just visiting a bit of his land that he has taken by the contractors, and he's just giving a bag of meal to his sheep there, as to have a bit of most of the ground all grazed up. Here in Grain Co, there's a bit of action going on. One of the workers of Grain Co did a bit of seed dressing there with after filling up 2 bags of seed from seed dresser, and just put her down there. They'll be probably being delivered out to John in the next few days for his new drill. So as you know, he's doing his own drilling this year. And then one of the workers, Peter, is in the McCormick MTX 175 that works for David and Nigel. He's just tipping a load of winter wheat with the new red rock that the farmer they work for has after buying. So he's tipping that up there with the new red rock. And also, there's a good bit going on in Gravel Co. A lot of machinery parked up in the yard. Lots of different tractors. So the trusty 825 is parked up in the shed, and Larry's Fendt 818 NC dumper, and the worker that works for Larry in this Johnny 61254 has the major parked up, major tanker for spreading water on the roads. And also the young lad that works for the quarry is in his Ford 7010 and the sweeper, parked up beside PJs 956 XL, as they're kind of 2 tractors from about the same era, and he thought it'd be a good photo to get of. PJ's tractor, his son brought it up there yesterday to park up on the Red Rock for Monday morning, as he plans on taking on a bit of hire work with this tractor, so see how he gets on with that. The big JC 22 ton is parked up. That'll be moving in the next few weeks, going up to Dublin to take on a big job. We're moving on down into the gravel pit. Good few machines, they're all moving over to the crusher, and more big mound of clay to move, so they're all seeing which goes first. So that's what's going on there in Gravel Co, Grain Co, and the rest of the farm. Okay, so guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. As we said, it's a bit of a jam-packed episode with lots going on, and hope you enjoyed. I'd really like to John Deere on the Slurry tanker. I'm sure you would as well. And also, what do you think of the new Dietz? We got 2 new Dietzes, so let us know what you think of it. This is a DX 4.51 if you're wondering, and it is weathered by 132 farming models, I think, so it's a limited edition one. So yeah guys,
thanks for watching, guys. It's been a lovely episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Make sure to like the video if you did. It helps the channel out a lot. Bye for now.